Hi, I'm Lissa.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome back to another episode of the Favorite Daughters podcast. So first thing I want to do is update you on, I guess, the world of scams today. So you know how I got that text message a couple episodes ago from that girl who was like, oh, hey, I met you on Bumble, we matched, and I wanted to get coffee, and I never met up, and I was hoping you wanted to meet up, let me know. That's a really common thing that can happen, right?
But it seems weird. Like, she's texted this guy before, and then texted
and she doesn't have his number? Right.
So, that's just
but it seems like a legitimate thing for today's time. Like, dating apps, everyone's on dating apps, especially with COVID. It seems like a totally legitimate thing that maybe she remembered the number or typed the number in wrong, whatever it was. So I forgot about it for a couple days, and I ended up replying to her because, I met Alfie on dating apps. I understand it's difficult. So I was like, what if this girl just really wants to meet up with this guy? Let me just reply. And I was like, sorry, not your dude. Peace, It was very, you got the wrong number, I'm sorry.
Not wrong number, who did? Or new number, who did?
No. It was pretty much like, it's not him, try again.
Yeah.
Right?
Did she text you back?
She did. And that's when it got really scammy. So I was like, wow, this is really what these bots are doing these days?
Bots. They're doing people scamming people.
Not so sure. Let me explain why. So she texted back a few minutes later, and it said something like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, now you know my name. What's your name? Are you local? Like, here's my picture. What would you want to hang out and get coffee? And I was like, well, that's weird. And obviously I blocked the number, and that was the end of it. And that seemed to be the end of it until yesterday.
I need to see this pic. So, does she look crazy, or does it look like an average person?
It actually looks like a legitimate photo. Maybe we'll put her on the Instagram.
We'll call her up. No.
Let's call me and me live. It looks like a legitimate, you pulled this picture off the internet person.
No, that's a whole scam. It's all over TikTok.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
It's all over TikTok.
Is it the same girl?
Yes.
So what happened after that was I randomly got someone that added me on Snapchat. And I was like, well, that was weird. Maybe it was a mistake. It happens from time to time. I get random people that add me and then never chat me anything. Mm-hmm. So then today, 24 hours after that, 2 more people added me on Snapchat. I was like, that's fucking weird. And then someone chatted me, and it was like, hey, I'm sexy and single. You seem like my type. Here's a photo.
I'm getting things like that on Xbox.
On Xbox?
Yes. I've gotten 3 requests in the past couple days where it's like, hey, had fun playing that game. Why don't you check out my profile
my OnlyFans?
My profile on sexysinglesforyou.com. And I'm like,
so what they're doing, what it seems like they did was it sent a text message to a bunch of people. And whatever number replied, then they put that number into some system to try and scam you on other sites.
So just don't reply?
Because my Snapchat is connected to my phone number. So this is just a warning to people out there that obviously I haven't spent enough time on TikTok lately, or I'm not on the right TikTok, to see this photo of this girl and know this is a scam. I mean, clearly once I got that message back, I knew it was a scam. Yeah. It wasn't an actual mistake. But don't reply to these things.
Yeah. Just delete them.
Don't add random people on Snapchat.
Don't be clicking no links.
Don't think that some beautiful woman just texted you out of the blue thinking it was some dude she met online and, now you have a date with some hot chick because she's probably going to be like, well, if you could just Venmo me money for the Uber ride there. It's not. It's a scam. I just thought it was funny that, I was just being courteous. There was a 50-50 chance it was a scam to begin with, but I kind of felt bad that if it actually was this poor girl trying to get a date, but now it happened on Snapchat, and so what do you see on TikTok about it?
So it was the same kind of deal where it was oh, sorry, Sam met you, blah, 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 different names and everything, and then the guy replied, was I think you have the wrong number. And then she sent something like that. Do you want to hang out with, that exact picture?
The exact photo.
The exact
Everyone's using this poor girl's photos.
Yes.
I wonder who she is. We should reverse look it up on Google and see if we can find it. Because this was her reply.
A bunch of them.
The reply was, oh my god, that's so embarrassing. I guess he slipped me the wrong number. Anyway, you know my name and how I look. What's yours? I'm like, really? It's fucking scam bullshit. Are you kidding me? I was trying to be nice, Mandy. Trying to be nice. Anyway, that's my update on that crazy text message I got while we were recording the last time. I just thought I'd warn people that there are all sorts of weird scams out there. Also, while we're on weird scams and text messages, if you ever receive a text message with a random link from a random person, or like Amazon, so, you know, you get a text that says it's from Amazon, it's got like a track your package link, it's not.
Don't click on it.
It's supposedly, I can't confirm nor deny, but supposedly it's used to then track your phone for human trafficking in some cases. So if you get a link and you don't know who it's from, don't reply. Just delete it. Don't click it. Like, if someone's really trying to get a hold of you, they're going to pick up the phone and call you. Yeah. If you know the person, they're going to call you eventually and be like, dude, why aren't you answering my texts? New phone, who dis? Like,
exactly.
Just don't do it.
So
be smart.
Speaking of human trafficking, I went to the mall on...
What does it have to do with the mall?
So I went to the mall on Sunday, and usually I walk around like I'm not really aware of my surroundings. Like, I'm going to the few stores I want to go to, and then I'm getting the fuck out because I fucking hate them all.
Yeah.
It was busy. It was a Sunday. Like, I wasn't about it. I had to go to 2 stores, and that was it. So I was walking out of Ulta... And you know how they have the massage chairs there?
Yeah.
There was some guy sitting there. So, as soon as I, walked out, this guy, stood up. And I didn't think anything of it. And then I started walking. And I walked past, where the Microsoft store used to be.
Okay.
Because it's closed now. So I'm walking back that. And I, kind of, looked to the side, looked in the store or whatever. And I kind of, saw him out of the corner of my eye. He was literally, 3 steps behind me. And I'm like, that's real close. 6 feet, dude. 6 feet. He's, a foot and a half from me. And I was like, this is a little weird. And I was like, maybe it's just crowded. And then it came to a part where, you know how those 2 stores will bubble out and you can cross over to the other side? So I was like, okay, I don't really have to go into any of these stores. So I'm like, let me cross, across to the other side. And he kind of, slowed down and then crossed, behind me, too. And I was like, maybe he thinks I'm someone else. And then,
maybe it's Dad creeping behind us in the mall.
No, it was, this little Spanish guy. And so I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. I'm like, well, I'm just going straight to my car. So I'm like, obviously, if he's following me all the way down there, I'm going to turn around and I'll go to my car. So at one point, I go to turn to go to mall. And he, I slowed down as I was turning to pretend, oh, I'm glancing at something as I'm walking. Don't realize there's no... And he, I guess he wasn't paying attention.
Tripped over himself?
He, bumped right into my shoulder, and I looked at him, and he was like, oh, sorry, and then, turned around and walked back the way he was coming.
What a fucking creep.
So I don't know if he was, intentionally following me, or just maybe thought I was someone else. So it was just...
I mean, I guess it is the mall, too. It's possible he just didn't
Or not paying
realize.
attention, and,
We're the ones that are paranoid.
Yeah, and didn't realize he was actually following someone, you know?
So the reason why I mentioned my dad is because we used to go shopping as a family. My mom, my dad, and my 2 sisters and I, right? So the 5 of us. And while my mom and my sisters and I would be going into stores, my dad would be bored as hell. Sorry, Dad. And he'd be, pretending to creep on us. He'd walk, 10 paces behind us or hide behind, clothing racks and pretend to be spying on us. And sometimes, employees would be like, that guy's following you. We're like, don't worry, it's our dad. Don't worry, we know him.
He's a weirdo. I'm surprised he never got, arrested or,
I know.
Cops got called on him or something.
It's okay. Speaking
maybe he was just really trying to keep track of me and make sure I was
So when Lissa was a little kid, I believe we were in, was it Sears or Penny's in the mall?
Oh, we were in JCPenney.
JCPenney. We turn around and Lissa is gone. Just gone. She's gone. And everyone's like, Lissa, come out. Lissa, where are you? Lissa.
Okay, so our other sister, the middle one, the non-favorite one.
Yep.
I said to her, I was like, you want to play hide and seek? And she's like, yeah, sure. So, I went to go hide, and she didn't seek or tell anyone that I was hiding.
Oh, so that what happened?
So people are calling for me, so I'm thinking everyone's in on the game. I'm not going to just pop out. We're playing hide and seek.
They shut down the store.
And then they shut down the mall because one of the JCPenney exits was right to the food court, which is right to the parking garage.
Yep. So they shut everything down trying to find her. And we find her under a clothing rack of bathrobes. So it's floor length. You couldn't see her feet under it.
It was the old ones that were a circle so you could hide right in the middle and no one could see you.
Yeah, that was something that happened.
I won. I'm the best at hide and seek.
One more mall story. I guess I really want to do this. What you were talking to me about yesterday or 2 days ago, simple cashier math.
Oh dear Lord!
So this is just something that boggled my mind, and I think it's like I want to say it's a millennial thing, but it's like a Gen Z thing. Is that what they call them? I don't fucking know.
Zillennials? I don't know.
Zillennials. Whatever it is, children that are using cash register these days, and I know it's been happening for a while. I'm in denial that it hasn't been going on for a long time. I remember the first time it happened to me, but I caught on fast, where let's say you go to the store and you bring your several snack purchases to the register, and your total is $9.03. If you were to hand the cashier
Dumb bitch.
a $10 bill, your change would be 97 cents. But that's a lot of change to hold in your pocket. So the adult solution to that is to give them $10 plus the 3 cents, which would result in a return of a single dollar bill. Paper money.
But it's not that simple.
Coins.
Because
it is that simple.
Because apparently, when I went to the store the other day, to Ulta, my total was $9.03, and I put a $10 bill down, and she saw me take out my little change purse that's got pineapples on it, to take out 3 cents, because, like, I don't want all that change. Like, I'm gonna give you 3 pennies.
You want to get rid of change.
Exactly. And so she takes, she sees me getting change out, but she still picks up the $10 and enters $10 in, and the drawer pops open. I do that sometimes at work, because I know you're going to give me that change.
But you know how to rectify it on the spot.
Yeah. So, or even if she saw me taking out that change, she just should have put in 10.03. Mm-hmm. So I go and hand her the 3 cents, and she looks at it and she goes, "Oh no, I already put in the $10," and hands me back the 3 cents. And I just had my hand out with the 3 cents in it. And then she proceeds to take out the 97 cents of change and put it in the same hand with the 3 cents. So now I have a whole dollar worth of coins in my hand when I should have a paper dollar. And I stared at her like maybe she's not getting it quite yet. And she just says, "Have a great day." And I just turned, like, with the coins in my hand, I just turned and walked away. Like, I don't know what to do with these dollar worth of coins now.
I've noticed that some cashiers can't get it through their brain as younger people or new people to the retail scene that, yes, you've typed in $10, but the cash
register is not taking account of what
bill is
what
in
type
there.
of bill
Exactly.
in the drawer.
You
it just has a full amount.
You didn't put in, she gave you 5 ones and 1 5. You just put in $10. So as long as you're giving the correct change, your register will be even at the end of the night.
When I used to work with, you probably remember me complaining about Georgina, the 60-year-old lady I used to work with.
Yes.
At the end of the day, she would count the register, and I'd be like, "Oh no, I didn't cash out, like I didn't get the larger bills for my tips." And she's like, "Well, I already counted, so you can't do that." And I was like, "Well, if you double count my singles and there's 20 there and I take a $20 bill, it's fine." And she's like, "No, I already put it in the computer and you're gonna have to do it tomorrow." And she literally would not let me touch the money. She'd lock it away in the safe and guard it until we left.
I feel like all people that deal with registers need to take some sort of basic math test before they're able to handle it on their own.
I had to take a math test to work at the bank.
I didn't have to take a math test to do any retail work, let me tell you. But parents, buy your children the fake money and teach them how to give change at a register so they're capable of holding a job without people making fun of them as an adult.
I see ads on games on your phone for a game that's specifically giving change back as a cashier. And they're like,
I kind of want to play that.
"Bet you can't get past level 3. And I'm like, most people can't these days. Like, it's an actual game now.
Yeah, I enjoy those kind of real-world scenario games, but I kind of want to download it. What's it called? Do you know what it's called? We'll talk about it after. Anyway.
I'll take a screenshot next time it pops up. So, fun fact I learned at the zoo yesterday.
Shout out Bronx Zoo.
We were going, we were going on the monorail.
Yep.
And we go through all the regular stuff. And this guy was doing his own little twist on the spiel. Because I've heard this spiel about 16 million times with all the little recordings they do. And this guy was popping some new information in there. And I was like, hey, all right, I like this. Keep it a fun. So we get to the red panda. Red panda! And he, like, stops the car. And he's like, here's the red panda. It's out, blah, blah. And he's like, fun fact, like, the technical name for a red panda actually means Firefox. Aww. And the logo for Firefox is actually a red panda.
I love red pandas. I love red pandas. They're so cute.
And I thought that was cute. I'm like, but it looks like a fox.
I don't know if I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it now just so anyone new is listening. No. The red pandas. So, I've been going to the Bronx Zoo for the majority of my life. Let's say approximately 30 years, probably since my first field trip there, right?
I love the Bronx Zoo.
I love red pandas. They're the cutest thing in the world. And
they don't like
I try and go see the red panda every time. And
he wasn't in the regular exhibit, though, yesterday.
He was just the monorail
exhibit. Just the monorail.
Okay. So, there's never a red panda. There was one time he was in there, but he wouldn't come out from under a bush, and, like, all I could see was his butt. And then...
His cute butt, though.
It was a cute butt. So, one time, as an adult in college, I got so frustrated, I took a picture of the red panda sign with, like, the little red panda's body on it, and I photoshopped it into the enclosure just to make myself happy. And I was like, fuck it, I'm never going to see this thing. And then after that, I saw it once on the monorail from, like, 20 feet up in the air.
And you guys have to understand, when you're going around on the monorail, you really have to, like, look over the edge of the railing to actually see into this tiny little, like, 12 by 12 enclosure for this red panda.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're not prepared and know it's coming up, you can completely miss it and not even know it's there.
So, about 2 years ago, Lissa and I went into the city, into Manhattan, to geocache. And since she has the membership to the Bronx Zoo, it does all of the zoos in New York and the aquarium. So we decided to go to the Central Park Zoo. And I'm on my phone texting away or something. We go past the seals and birds and crap. And then I'm texting on my phone and she's jabbing me in the shoulder. Lauren. And I was like, what? What do you want? What do you want? She goes, look. And she, like, literally grabs my head and turns it.
Just like in Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Okay.
Like in Jurassic Park.
When Malcolm grabs Ellie's head and turns it towards the dinosaur. Yeah.
And I looked, and, like, 3 feet from my face was the biggest, fluffiest red panda I had ever seen in my life. And I just uncontrollably just started bawling. Here I am, a grown-ass adult, what was I, like 32 years old, crying because I'm seeing a red panda up close for the first time in my life. And
She's crying, I'm laughing, everyone's staring at us.
Everyone's staring. We were almost convinced that I'd end up on YouTube as, like, the crazy girl crying at the zoo. But that's my crazy red panda story.
So, when I went to the mall the other day...
Oh, we're not done with the mall?
Well, it's one of the other things that I had written down. I went to Soma.
Okay.
Have you gotten undies lately from Soma?
I have not, because they fall apart.
Don't waste your time, because they changed them all, and now they don't fit right.
Really?
Okay, so now the hipster undies that we usually get, now are really fucking low cut, and they're not covering anything.
They're not covering the fupa?
My ass crack is still hanging out in the back.
Like, my ass crack always hangs out.
And I'm like, what the hell? So, like, I wanted to try some different styles. Luckily, I did. So I grabbed, like, I didn't get any bikinis, because that's lower. I got a couple hipsters, and then, like, the briefs that look like they're up to your boobies, but they're really not.
They're not.
They're not. They're barely up to your belly button. I was like, they look comfy. Especially to wear with dresses. I like higher cut underwear, so I'm not rolling down. I'm not trying to pull my undies up under a dress. And they don't fit. The briefs fit more like a hipster. The hipsters fit more like a bikini. I'm afraid what the bikinis would have fit like.
It's gonna be thong. I only buy underwear from Torrid now, ever since I found out I can get Marvel undies as an adult. So I've got Marvel and Beetlejuice and Baby Grogu.
Yeah, I want the Baby Grogu one.
Get the Baby Grogu!
They don't fit me right.
Get the MeUndies ones. Those are super comfortable and super
I don't
stretchy.
want to pay like $18 for one pair of underwear.
Yeah, but they're kind of the most comfortable underwear I've ever worn. I feel like this is turning into an ad, but, like, I literally bought one pair for me and Alfie because they were Baby Grogu, and they're so soft. They're so soft. They're, soft.
I'd be more inclined to get, like, a pair of boxers to wear them in bed, like our shorts.
Do it. They're soft.
So, I don't know if you're not on my side of TikTok, but there is this girl who's a hairdresser. She owns a salon. And she does all these reenactments of what happens with her clients. Exactly. And they are so fucking spot on. Okay, the girl, her name is Teresa Van Dam Stylist on TikTok. All one word.
You may have sent me one of those videos once.
She's got, like, the curly reddish hair. I fucking love her. So she's, like, the one I saw today where I'm like, I have to share this. I have to write it down because this literally happens to me. Where she was talking to the client. She's like, okay, well, this color we're going to put on, as the color processes, it does look like it's purple, but, like, when you wash it out, you're going to be fine. You're going to have the copper color that you truly want, so don't get scared. I like to warn people because they're freak out, think their hair's going to turn purple, but it will be copper. Like, don't. And she's like, okay, that's fine. I understand. And then it, like, cuts to, like, 5 minutes later when her hair starts turning purple, like, the color she starts screaming. She's like, it's purple, you need to wash it out. I don't want my hair to be purple. And she's like, ma'am, like, I told you this. Like, if I wash it out now, you're not going to have the copper color you want. I can assure you, you're not going to be turning purple. No, you need to wash it out now. She's like, okay, but the color's only been on for 5 minutes. I need you to understand that it's not going to be copper. So she rinses it out, and the girl's like, it's not copper, though.
No shit.
And I'm like, it's that point, I just want to punch you in the throat. Because you people do that to us all the time. Yeah, just trust us. Just fucking trust us. Listen to the words we're saying and trust us.
They can't do either of those things. You're lucky if you get one of them.
PSA to everyone. Women out there, even men, if you want layers, you're not supposed to count them. Do not fucking come in and ask me for 3 fucking layers. You're not gonna get them. And if you consistently say, I can't see the layers, I will cut 3 fucking layers into your hair. You should not be able to count layers, okay? Shut the fuck up.
I think she's passionate about that.
I hear it at least 3 times a day. And no matter how many times I explain to them, you're not supposed to cut. Yeah, well, the girl who cut it last time did it. No, the girl who cut it last time didn't do it. She just didn't explain it because she was sick and fucking tired of hearing you say, 3 layers, please. She just did her own fucking thing.
So, Lissa and I decided that we're too anxious to talk about her scary animals.
Oh, yeah.
So she would like to share with you some information about some animals that scare the crap out of her. And I have a little more of a microscopic version once she's done with hers, which freaked me the fuck out. So where would you like to start?
I want to start with the giant Pacific octopus. So I went to the aquarium a couple weeks ago, and I nearly shit my pants in front of a bunch of little children because I looked at the tank and I said, I don't see anything in this tank, and I went to go walk away, and then I hear some guy walking away going, it's unfair that they're putting such a big octopus in that tank. And I was like, oh, there's an octopus, let me look around for it. And I look up in the fucking corner and I see this creepy ass eye looking at me with this giant fucking octopus, and all this time, I screamed like a little girl, and I turned around, and Dan was like, what's wrong? And I said, I didn't know I had an irrational fear of giant Pacific octopuses, but bam, here it is, almost peeing my pants. I will post the video. It is terrifying.
I'll post her video, and then I'll also post a picture of, like a picture from Google or something, what it looks like outside the aquarium.
To look out how big these fuckers get. All right. So the average size. Average. Is anywhere between the arm length, 15 to 17 feet on average. Okay. Like, obviously, when they're babies, they're gonna be smaller. Okay. Anywhere from 110 pounds all the way up to 175 pounds. Okay. Now,
So me is an octopus?
Yes, pretty much. A little longer legs.
A little longer?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The largest recorded Now, this is just recorded. The ocean is deep. There's bigger ones down there. 600 pounds. And each tentacle was 30 feet long.
Are these those giant octopuses that they, like, are just recording, like, in the deep with those crazy cameras? Or are these a completely different octopus?
I don't know. I don't care. They're too fucking big.
I don't know. I don't care.
So, these little guys...
Little guys?
In aquariums. The ones you see in aquariums, you know. They've tested them. And they're very smart, and they give them food and treats inside, like, puzzle boxes that take humans, like, millions of years to figure out. And they just, like, pop them open like it's nothing. Like, they've played this before. They know the routine, and they get their treats out of these boxes. Or they put it, like, in a jar, and they instinctively know to pull the jar open.
How does an octopus know how to unscrew a jar?
Well, Lauren, well, they have 9 brains.
9?
9.
9?
1 in each tentacle, and then their main brain that controls everything. The look on her face. They've even been known to open up child-proof boxes, cases, bottles, anything. Like, those stupid fucking contraptions you put on your damn cabinets and adults can't even figure out and they end up pissing in the sink because I can't open their toilet bowl. Yeah, an octopus can figure that out.
Wow.
You want to know the scariest thing?
Yeah. No.
They can camouflage.
Oh,
imagine
those.
Imagine
they're
a
one of those.
600-pound, 60-foot wide camouflaged octopus.
Do their eyes camouflage? Because those eyes were really creepy. Imagine just seeing, like, a tree and all of a sudden those eyes in it because you look like you're gonna cry.
She looks like she's gonna cry. I think she's crying. I don't want to go in the ocean ever! I didn't want to go in the ocean before I knew about these things. But not only can they camouflage their color, they can mimic different textures.
She's terrified right now.
And they're venomous.
Oh. She's fanning herself.
They're terrifying. These things are terrifying. Okay.
I don't think I want to see one of these.
They have 3 hearts.
Okay.
Their blood is actually blue.
Okay.
Which I thought was fun fact.
Fun fact?
Because we thought our blood was blue until, we were adults and they taught us differently. So there's one article I read that said if it was possible to give a octopus an IQ test, they've determined based on how fast they can do these problem-solving, puzzle-solving things, that the IQ of one of these octopuses, octopi? I don't know what's correct.
It's octopuses.
It
we
is
went
octopuses.
over this.
Okay, octopuses. Their IQ would possibly score at an average of 140 or higher. That's like genius level IQ. The average human, I think it said, is anywhere from like 70 to like 120.
Wow. I wonder how smart one of their brains is.
They've tested the brains against human brains, and I told you this when I needed to give you some information.
Yeah.
That they have this brain-building protein that humans have to learn knowledge and retain information. And I guess the amount they have and their neural wiring and all this stuff is 3 times as much as a human. But they only live to about 3 to 5 years. So the knowledge they can learn in that time is very little. And scientists have said that if they were able to live longer, that they would take over the Earth.
They can't live outside of water, can they?
Yes, they can.
They gotta go back in, right?
They go back in and out, but they can survive out of water. They want to go back in, but they can't survive.
Nope. Let's just stay away from the ocean.
So these octopuses that are this smart and only 3 to 5 years old, 3 to 5 years old. Sheldon Cooper wasn't even that smart. So that's all I could stand
Look up about the giant
octopus.
Pacific octopus.
I thought if I looked it up anymore, I might possibly have a heart attack and die. And then the other two that I have are little tiny short little bits of information. Okay. There is a jellyfish.
I like jellyfish.
You're not going to like this one.
Oh.
It's called an immortal jellyfish.
I like jellyfish.
And if this jellyfish gets too stressed or sick or anything like that, instead of dying, all its cells revert back to, like, a younger jellyfish. Like a baby or a juvenile jellyfish. And then it grows old again. And then once its body, it reverts back.
So it inevitably...
And it's just in this endless cycle of going young, old, young, old, young, old, young, old.
So it inevitably, as it gets older, gets stressed enough that it reverts back?
Yep. Don't you wish we could do that?
Yeah.
We'd be embryos at this point.
Wait, so it just never dies?
Yep.
I guess unless it gets
eaten or killed. Yeah. Or I guess injured enough that it can't heal itself.
I wonder if it's just that we don't have any record of them ever dying. Because they can't be immortal.
It's literally called an immortal... They're not just going to market immortal without doing the research, Lauren.
I think figuratively it's probably immortal. We don't have anything immortal. That's the natural life cycle.
Did you know eels don't reproduce?
We just don't know how they reproduce.
They don't.
What do you mean they don't?
They just don't. I'm pretty sure they just split in two at this point. And now they're two
Was that osmosis?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched Delusion.
And then they're two eels. Because even eel farmers are like, I put 2 in and 17 come out. Like, they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They're not gonna know.
They don't know. And then the last one that I have is, you've probably heard of it before, a shoebill stork.
Yes, I've heard of them. They are terrifying. I do not like them. Do not Google them. They're so scary.
I literally wrote, shoebill stork. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like them.
So,
have you heard the sounds they make?
Wait.
Have you heard the sounds
they make? I gotta talk about that, Lauren. So the technical name for it is, and I'm going to butcher this.
Go right ahead. Butcher away.
Balancipsis?
Maybe we skip it.
Rex.
Yes. It's a dinosaur.
It is. Its call sounds like a velociraptor.
Mm-hmm.
And it, to, like, intimidate other animals, it clicks its beak together and it sounds like bullets.
They're scary.
So, I can't even read my damn notes. I was so terrified about this thing. The average height. Anywhere between 5 foot and like 8 foot.
No, that thing's not that big.
But it only weighs like 12 to 15 pounds. It's a bird, Lauren. They're
hollow bones.
Hollow.
Yeah. I don't know what that was intended to indicate.
You can lift a little bird up.
That. Oh my god.
Okay. Just go with it.
Yeah, those things are terrifying. I think I saw them on TikTok.
I could definitely take one if it's only 12 to 15 pounds.
Not if you shit your pants first.
I can still take it.
They're up there with owls. They're
and
really
octopuses.
And giant Pacific octopuses.
I'm
octopuses are scary.
I'm just gripping with all octopuses because I've watched plenty of nature documentaries with octopuses, and I'm like, they're so cool. Ever since I saw that one, I flinch when I see an octopus. Dan started talking about My Octopus Teacher, and he was telling me about the whole story. It's a thing on Netflix, a show about this guy who went to go see this octopus every single day, and it started recognizing him, and that freaked me out.
Bizarre.
But I was like, oh yeah, that looks like it's so cool, I want to watch it. And I went to go put it on, and just the picture for the movie, I couldn't turn. I am terrified of octopuses now. And I thought they were so cool. I can't look at them now.
I haven't seen another octopus since I've encountered your photos of the giant Pacific octopus.
Like the little
I'm
octopus
interested to see
Nemo,
how
where he's like, you made me ink. Like, I can do that guy. You made me ink. I can do that guy, but I can't do a real one.
Well, here are some microscopic things.
I know, you want to know what's really scary in Finding Dory?
Yeah, I just watched that on the plane.
That's a giant Pacific octopus.
Oh, I didn't watch the whole thing. Maybe I missed it.
No,
I watched Finding
the
Nemo.
octopus.
I watched Finding Nemo. I'm sorry, I didn't watch Finding Dory.
Finding Dory, the one where we went to go see it in the movie theater and cried.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know what you're talking about.
We were grown adults. Yeah, the octopus that helped her is supposed to be a giant Pacific octopus, and now I don't
want to watch Finding Dory
I don't think
anymore.
I can watch Finding Dory anymore. Which I loved more than Finding Nemo.
Just put a little post on the screen where he is so you don't see him. It's not going to work.
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 Okay. So, I didn't really research animals, per se, that scare me. What I did was... Creatures. Okay, creatures. We'll go with creatures. These are creatures. Because the other day I watched a TikTok, and I've been seeing a lot of these TikToks about people doing parasite cleanses. There are different...
the papaya seeds.
Like the papaya seeds, or there's this product... not endorsing it whatsoever, have not tried it, called Paragard, which is like a combination of essential oils that's you drink and supposedly de-parasite you. I decided to look up some of the most common parasites that are like super common, like in the United States. These are things you can get and probably have or have had.
Pinworm.
Pinworm! How'd you know?
I saw a TikTok of this lady who was like, I posted this picture of my kid the other day picking his wedgie, and some lady was just like, it's probably pinworm, and I'm like, no, it's probably a wedgie. Turns out it was pinworm, and I was terrified to look it up.
So, first,
because her doctor told her she had to put tape on his asshole overnight.
I'll go over that too. First one I want to go over is the less scary one, which is dog, cat, and fox roundworm. So, you get this roundworm by ingesting fecal contaminated soil. In my brain, that just went, my dog shits in the yard, I garden in the yard, and like wipe the sweat off my face and shit, and I could get this in my mouth super easily. And it freaks me the hell out.
Yeah, but like norovirus comes from poop.
Norovirus also comes... That's how easy it is to get poop in your mouth, let me tell you.
And, you know, I brushed my teeth real hard that night.
Still came out of both ends.
It did.
We'll still save that story for another day. You can
still
also get it. You can also
years.
get it from eating an animal that's been infected, eating their meat, if it's not properly cooked. The larvae burrow into your blood vessels. They burrow into your blood vessels and can affect you in 3 different ways. You can get like a mild unspecific fatigue and stuff. You can get blurry vision and seizures. You can get skin rashes and wheezing. All from your pet. All from your pet.
Gary, get the fuck out.
Yeah, right? Vaccinate your pets. Take them to the vet. Have fecal tests done if you think something's wrong, and wash your goddamn hands. Turn the page, wash your hands. Turn the page, wash your hands.
Don't get norovirus.
So what Alyssa was talking about was pinworm or seatworm. It's a nematode or a roundworm, and it is most... Nematode! They're not as cute as you think they are.
Okay.
Most prevalently found in the United States. There are 209 million people infected worldwide at any given time. Up to 30% of children worldwide are infected. 30% of children. If you're in a room with 10 kids... 3 of them, at least,
how are you doing that math?
have pinworm. So, these are very small worms. The males range from 2 to 5 millimeters. The females range from 8 to 13 millimeters. So they're tiny. They're tiny little things. And they live in your large intestines. The female worms migrate at night.
Ouch, your butthole.
And lay up to 15,000 eggs on your perineum. They lay 15,000 eggs on your damn taint. If ingested... through fecal contact again, The eggs will hatch in your upper intestines. Someone dropped the gate. The eggs will hatch in your upper intestines, migrate their way back down as they mature, and repeat the cycle.
So...
What's the tape test?
What's
the tape test?
So...
Why are you putting tape on your asshole?
No, I get that, because you're gonna get the worms that are crawling out to lay eggs on your taint.
No, it's not to capture them. It's just to test if you have them. So you're supposed to take a piece of cellophane tape, like wrap it so the sticky side's on the outside, and poke yourself in the butthole and taint, and then put that onto a slide so you can see if you have eggs or worms present. That's not to catch anything.
I know.
That's just to tell if you have the worms.
I know it's just a test, but why are they laying the eggs on
the outside?
Yeah.
So it makes you super itchy. So you scratch your butt, and then you shake someone's hand, and they wipe their face. Like, it's for contact. It's for spreading. If you have a dirty pair of underwear sitting on the floor and your mom picks them up to do laundry, she suddenly got worms in her butthole. The whole family gets worms.
How do I know if I have worms?
So here's the good news. Almost everyone's got worms.
That's good news?
Yes. Supposedly, if you eat meat, if you eat fish, if you have animals, if you're around animals, there's good chance that there's something living in your stomach and your intestines, and that's why these people are doing all these weird parasite cleanses.
Papaya seeds, it's gonna kill my pinworms?
I would not suggest eating papaya seeds. I know nothing about that. I wouldn't even suggest taking this medicine.
Doctors say papaya seeds are good.
It's not FDA approved. Doctors say papaya seeds are good? Okay, if a doctor says it, okay, do it. Check with your doctor. This is not real medical advice. But I'm curious because here's the weird thing.
Am I just gonna shit out worms?
Yes. Here's the weird thing. You want to talk about weird Amazon reviews? Go look up Paragard and then go to the Amazon reviews. And you look at the photos. You will be sitting there for hours looking at people's shit. It is just picture after picture of, this is what I pulled out of my asshole. This is what's in the toilet. This is what I picked out of my poo and is now on a paper towel or in a container. I don't know what's coming out of these people. I can't verify if what I'm seeing in these photos are parasites or worms, but something's coming out of their ass.
If there are worms inside me, and there is a 95% chance they are.
Okay.
Because everyone's got worms, apparently.
They're
gonna stay there, because I don't want to see them.
I mean, you don't have to see them.
No. If they're saying this is what I pulled out of my asshole, which means it died and is dangling from your asshole.
Not necessarily. I may have exaggerated when I said pulled out of my asshole.
All I'm thinking is like a 6-foot tapeworm that wouldn't come out.
No. But if you're interested, I do recommend you looking at these photos before you decide to purchase and take this stuff, because something is coming out of them. I don't know what it is.
I wonder if it's whatever is in the medicine that you're taking, it turns into worm-like things through your digestion.
It's like essential oil crap. It's like dandelion root and stuff. Like, it's weird. Like I said, not real medical advice. But if you decide to take this stuff, please email us at favoritedaughterspodcast@gmail.com.
Don't include pictures. Just describe it. I don't want to see it.
Honestly, I'd look.
All right.
I'll describe it to you.
Send the photos as a link.
Embed them, please. Put a lot of periods and spaces and...
Or like a disclaimer, any lower, you're gonna see my shit.
I'm interested. I'm borderline deciding whether or not I want to try it. I don't know. I can't even justify.
Was that all your weird?
Yes.
Okay, thank God. Do you have strange dreams?
Well, I guess I do.
This is not an infomercial, guys.
Can you never find a Tupperware lid that fits your Tupperware?
So, I had a weird dream last night, and these are reoccurring dreams that I have all the time.
Okay.
that I'm either late for school or late for class, and I'm in my high school, but I turn down the hallway, and then all of a sudden it's my middle school, and I don't know where my locker is, and I don't know my locker combination, and I'm panicking, and I have my class schedule, but I can't read the class schedule because it's in some foreign language, and I'm asking someone, is today this day that I have double math, or is today that I have double science? I don't know where I'm supposed to be, and I get really panicked, and I wake up sweating.
So, I don't wake up sweating, but I have similar dreams.
All knowing that I graduated 10 plus years ago. But I'm still upset that I'm gonna get detention.
They actually stopped. I haven't had one of those school dreams. It's really fucking hot in here. Yeah. We gotta wrap this up. We have no air conditioning on in this room. It's terrible. They stopped maybe 8 months ago.
You wanna have one a night?
I don't know. I have the same thing. Suddenly I don't recognize the hallway, or suddenly it's Friday and I can't remember, my history class is on Thursday and I hate history and I avoided it the week before and I don't know if I went this week, and suddenly it's it's the end of the semester. Did I even go to history class at all? I missed the it's just, it's the weirdest thing. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Although, I have to say, every time I have those dreams, I have no problem finding my art class and taking my art class.
I can't find any classes. and then I'll be like, oh, well, I need to go to so-and-so classroom, and that's upstairs, and then I'll open the door to go into the stairwell, and it's like an obstacle fucking course to get upstairs where half the stairs are there, but then the landing is gone, so I have to swing on a rope to get to the other side, but then when I get up to the other side, there's no stairs over there, and I have to climb fucking monkey bars, and then by the time I get to the top, it's the bottom of the fucking hallway.
No, I don't have dreams that extreme about it.
But then I have this other reoccurring dream that I told Dad about once, and he was like, are you sure it was a fake dream?
What? So,
my reoccurring dream that happens the exact same way every single time is I'm at an orphanage.
You're at an orphanage?
And the people who are taking care of us are very mean and horrible. So me and the other kids decide, we're going to run away. So we bust open the window at the end of the top hallway, and we climb down the
fire escape?
Garden drain, the gutter drain down, and then we run. And it's, in the middle of a woods, kind of on a hill, in, a camping-type area. It's, cabins and stuff. And so running, and they finally, they give up on looking for us. And we're like, oh, we're hungry, so we go to a diner. And we're in this diner, and we're like, well, we don't have a lot of food, money for food. We had, change and stuff, so we're, gathering, and we're like, what can we get for this? And she, brings us some fries and some sodas, and we're eating. And they had one of those little tea lights at the end of the table, and I was playing with it. And then I just kind of slid it to the side when the food came. And I slid it too far, and I set the curtains on fire. And so the curtains go up in flame. Everyone runs. I'm panicking because I think I'm going to be arrested now because I set this diner on fire and I don't want to have to go back to the orphanage. And I'm on full panic mode running through the woods until it's so dark that I can't see anything and then I wake up.
And that's a recurring dream?
It happens the same exact way, and I have it at least 4 or 5 times a year.
I'm going to look that one up. We're going to do a deep dive on that next episode.
And it freaks me out every single time. And I'm like, oh, so it happened. I won't have that for a while. And then it's a month before I have it again.
That's bizarre.
And it's the woods remind me. And I've had this dream since I was little. But now that I'm older, I can say that the woods remind me of, the forests in Oregon. The West Coast woods. Those thick, deep, you're running on rocks. Oh, not just these flat fucking woods where you can see for miles like we have here.
Do you think that maybe it's a past life memory?
That's what I'm thinking, but that's all I can remember about it.
I'm gonna look this up. Maybe we can find a history of a diner burning down near an orphanage in Oregon on the West Coast or something. Wouldn't that be really freaky? Wouldn't that be really freaky? A bunch of kids escape from an orphanage and a diner burned down. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna look that one up.
That would be really creepy.
We're gonna look that one up.
So, the only other thing that I have for today was, have you heard of the Truman Show Delusion, also known as Truman Syndrome?
That you're on a TV show?
It's pretty much that you think you're the main character of your own TV show, and that everyone around you is actors, even your family, and that every little thing you do somewhere is filming you, and, like, you think everything is, like...
That sounds similar to imposter syndrome.
I saw this TikTok of this guy who was saying how he was taking a trip up to the mountains somewhere, and he was going up north, and he's like, well, I had to stop at a gas station, and I didn't mention anything about the trip. Like, I just pulled up and went inside to get, like, a snacks or something, and he was at the register, and, like, he paid for everything, and the lady was like, oh, have a nice trip up north. And, like, the second she said it, and it, like, registered in his head, he kind of, like, questioned it, like, had a weird look on his face. He's like, as soon as it, like, clicked in my head, like, how did she know I was going up north? Some lady passes out right next to him, and, faints on the floor. And everyone's running around, and he was like, well, I can't wait, and, like, I need to leave. Like, I'm gotta go somewhere, like, on a schedule. So he walks outside, and he's thinking about it. Car crash right behind his car. Like, there was just these little things,
like,
one after the other.
Things were preventing him from realizing
that
it was... That's weird.
And I'm just like...
That's weird.
That's creepy.
That's interesting. What's that called again? The Truman Show effect?
The Truman Show delusion or the Truman syndrome.
Truman Show delusion.
And I'm like, that's so weird. Because, like, there have been times where, like, I don't know if it's, like, someone says something to me where, like, they shouldn't have known that, but then I just kind of brush it off, and I'm like, whatever, I probably said something.
That happens
but now
a lot.
I'm going to be so hyper-focused, and I'm like, what if we are controlled? What if every single thing is controlled? And, like, everyone has someone controlling them.
Isn't that kind of like a spin-off of We Live in a Simulation, though?
Yes.
That, like, maybe...
But wouldn't the Truman Show be a simulation?
What if we're in a simulation and there's someone out in the real world, like, with a joystick behind each one of us?
Exactly. What if we're a game? What if we're one of those hyper-realistic, like, put on your VR goggles and we're a game? What if there's some fat middle-aged man living in his basement controlling me? No, I'd have bigger boobs.
Don't be an insult, people. Wow. That is crazy.
And then it's like, not that I think I was Truman in that situation, but it's like, makes me think of, like, all these times where someone said something to me where, like, that's a coincidence, or you shouldn't know that, or something that, like, maybe, not that someone's directly controlling me, but, like,
how does that person have more information than was provided?
Maybe there are bots out there.
Like, people are bots?
That, like, maybe your everyday cashier might be a bot, and they're just filling in the gaps.
Maybe it's not bots. Maybe these everyday cashiers are aliens that are telepathic, that read his mind when he walked into the gas station, knew they fucked up by saying, have a good trip up north, and then telepathically made these things happen around him in order to make him not realize what happened.
Alright, that's sounding more real because aliens are real now and they're admitting that they look like us.
Whoa.
So I'm going with that instead of the truth. Isn't it weird that it's more plausible that there are aliens doing this than I'm the main character of my own show?
Yeah, it is a little strange.
Now I want to go watch The Truman Show.
Make sure your local gas station attendant is not an alien. We'll have to find out a way to test this. How do we test it?
Offer them some sugar water.
Offer your local gas station attendant some sugar water, folks. And if they accept that sugar water, they're in an Edgar suit. Have a good one.
Follow us on Instagram at FavoriteDaughtersPod.
And if you have any questions, comments, or stories, please reach out to us at favoritedaughterspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your funny stories, ghost stories, satisfying Karen stories, and anything else interesting you may like us to read on the podcast.